Cynthia Gangas soprano. Cynthia sings classical, 10,000 hours towards proficiency, voice. So we were practicing the high A's in Gretchen am Spinnrad, Margaret at the spinning wheel. And I know the Haydn Ross line. No, maybe that's not the right one. But anyway. Meine Ruhe ist hin, mein Herz ist schwer. Ich finde sind immer und immer mehr, wo ich hinackt hab, ist wie das Grab. Die ganze Welt ist mir vergällt. Mein harter Kopf ist wie verrückt. Mein Herz ist mir zerstört. Not easy to start out with. This is probably the wrong thing to do. So, what should we do? We should do some warm-ups, and we shouldn't come back to Gretchen because I'm trying to scream it. That's not good. We shouldn't scream when we sing. I was remembering cadets and how some of the cadets, especially in Sea Cadets, were so friggin' scary because there was a pedophile there named Neil Leader, and he thought that it was acceptable to impregnate a cadet. And then I called that out, and then I called out some other pedophiles who were there who were trying to be swim lifeguard instructors to get victims. And then it was really crappy, and I was just thinking about that because we used to have a choir there, and people were so negative, and I really don't like negative people, so I spend a lot of my time alone working on my craft because this craft takes a lot of time, but it also takes a natural talent, and sometimes people don't have natural talents, and they just, it's not just natural talent, it's hard work, and sometimes people are super jealous of when you have a natural talent and you're actually willing to put in the work. So I guess I should show you some of the work because I can't just sing things right off the bat. Even though it's 11 o'clock, I should have woken up my voice already, but let us see. That is not high. That is in Bohem. That is in, it's easy peasy because Nanetta goes up to here. I have that note somewhere in my body. That's a lot of belly. Oh, and that's not even really using it correctly. Okay. Stay there, pencil. Stay there, pencil. This is just the warm-up. I think that I should warm up for at least 20 more minutes because my voice is super, super tired. And every time I think about people who are creeps and pedophiles and sexual abusers and all of that kind of stuff, because I've always told the truth. And I started telling the truth when I was 11 and wasn't believed. And then I still tell the truth, and time and men and misogyny and patriarchy and racism and all that shit is so behind the times. The point being is that when I think of those things, it really, really stresses me out, and then it stresses my voice out. And instead of people saying, well, don't think about those things, I think maybe we should change them. And part of that is being able to concentrate and being able to use my voice as it was built, as it was intended, and still be able to work in my day job, which is helping women recover from sexual violence. So I can hit this now. No, not quite there. So I'm pointing my voice down, my finger is my voice, down because the perineum needs to go down as I lift up the sound. So I give myself more of a bass. Jane Eaglin taught me that. And when I'm not ready, then my voice chokes me. No. sometimes I can get down to there, but not today. I can't get down to there. Oh, the voice is so complicated because it's in my body, depending on how upset my body is. So we're working on something called The Furies Are Coming, and Hell Hath No Fury. You should go look it up. It's on TikTok, and TikTok is the best way to find it. And it's important. And because I've been answering a lot of questions about that, about my work as a victim's advocate, and about my work as a rape prosecutor, and, well, sort of a prosecutor, sort of have to make the police do their fucking jobs, sort of have to make the Crown do their fucking jobs, because they just don't do their fucking jobs. At least that was the case from 30 to 10 years ago. I haven't had to be in that space for a while because I've been working more on victims' recovery. But because of that, my voice is super tired, because using my voice to speak truth is also just as tiring as using my voice to sing. Ooh. I'm not sick. It's not COVID. I just, as soon as I sing, then all of my body gets into this allergic lubricating reaction. And then I have to let us see what the Bohème does when we try to sing it today. If I try to sing the Bohème, what will the Bohème do? I think it's in the other room. I will go run and get it. This is how I organize my piano. I just put everything on top of it, and then it all falls down. I am going to go... Ooh. Hello! We have Mr. Bohème, Mr. Puccini. Some of the British people that I study with are like, do you like Puccini? It's not real opera. And they think that the Trebko is real opera. And I'm like, meh. So we often have that conversation because they're silly. Where are we starting? This is Miss Mimi, and she says, Donde lieta usci? Usci. And we're just going to sing it on A because my Italian is terrible. Donde lieta usci al tuo grido d'amore, tu non solo mi addio, senza rancor, ascolta, le voci robe d'una che lascia sparse nel mio cassetto San Giose, qui c'è tutto il libro di preghiere, involgi tutto quanto in un grembiale, manderò il potere. Sotto il guanciale che la veda rosa, se vuoi and then that is the end. And then Mr. Rodolfo says some stuff. And then I say some stuff. I know, and we all say stuff in the opera. So I have the A, I have the B in Cordo. You guys might not know that one as much because it's not as famous as Mi Chiamo Mimi. That's 20 minutes. I'm just counting down time right now. So I'm actually supposed to learn this week with a really, really great accompanist and coach who charges like $10 an hour, which is what opera should cost, because everybody gets these degrees that cost like hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then they charge like $120, $250, between $120 and $250 for lessons and for coachings. And I can't afford that because obviously I have other things that I spend money on for my company, for helping women to recover, for the counseling classes that I do to be I'm not a certified, I'm not a registered psychologist yet, but that is in the works. I don't have time to pay for all these coachings, and I don't think that paying people who get paid by the big houses actually gives you a leg up, because if you know the rep and you can actually sing it really well, then they should be hiring you. That might not happen because there's lots of like kissing ass and sucking dick, but in terms of actually learning the music, that's all I'm really here to do. So I'd rather pay $10 than $250 per hour. Not that there's anything wrong with sex work. Sex is work. Sex work is work. That's what I'm saying. But that's not what I do. Let us see. Miss Soul Sullaria de Etestio. I think that's what it's called. Oh, I don't have any. Oh, and it's all in Italian. Let's see where Miss Nanetta comes in. The first part, the second part. What's really cool is that when my voice gets awesome, it rubs the strings inside of the piano, and then I can sing awesome. It's in another book too. Prima Donna book. Where's that book? Because I might not be able to find it in here. It's part of when the nymphs all come together and they all sing and they are dancing with Nanetta. And I don't have it listed. I guess I should do this before. When I worked with a very famous soprano who's contemporary, who's not a cunt, I hadn't tagged all of the things I hadn't highlighted. She was like, "What do you do?" And I was like, "My son just died. I don't have the energy for this." And then I sang really, really well. So sometimes when people aren't prepared, it's actually because they have shit that they have to do. Like cremate their son at 17 years old. So I don't know where it is. I know that someone would just tell me the page number because some people, oh, there we go. There's a Nanetta. They say Nanetta. Where is Nanetta? There we go. It's actually easier when I'm not paying attention to singing to sing, which is quite silly because people are like, concentrate really hard. I'm like, nah, I hate working really hard. And then in my opera program, frig, we have to analyze all these scores. And they're like, why do you think the composer did that? And I was like, because he wanted to. And then they're like, that's not the right answer. And then it's very annoying. The whole thing is very annoying to have these conversations with people who analyze scores. I'm doing the degree, but I don't like it. Oh, it's somewhere. Where is it? I just like sounding loud and high. It's pretty. Well, we haven't found it. So we have this. We have Falstaff in full score. And somewhere we have a Russian, because this is in Italian completely, we have a Russian Tatiana, which I guess I could sing. It's a little bit heavy for me. Let us see where we have some magic flutes. That's not what I'm looking for. Not at all what I'm looking for. Some cozies. I just like to get things out and not work on them and pretend that I'm working. As you can see, as I go through all of the different pieces that I have and don't find anything that's suitable. I don't know where it is. I know it's somewhere. Oh. Where do we think that I put all of these things? Any ideas, guys? Where to put all my stuff? It's not in the other room. I have two pianos, so the other piano is an electric piano because it stays in tune, but I actually like working on the bigger piano because it has more density. So we've wasted a lot of time. This has been a talking session, not a practicing session, but we do count it because processing all of the things that you go through in life and that go into your music as a musician is a huge part of being a musician. And right now, a lot of people are talking about the Met and James Levine dying last week and him being a pedophile and it being the worst kept secret in all of opera for 50 years, because I knew about it 15 years ago in Edmonton. And that's fucking pathetic, because Edmonton is in the middle of fuck all nowhere. So that's really, really sad. And people shouldn't protect pedophiles, and people shouldn't protect abusers. And we should stop listening to men who are held up by patriarchies. And yeah. And Puccini is held up by the patriarchy. And all these stories have women as victims and dying, and it sucks. And we should stop dying in the opera. We should like triumph, and that's awesome. I'm gonna look up where. Oh, it's a Dover. Dover is not a good. No, it's not a score. It's not a good score. So I'll look up where the Nanetta is in it. I'm sure it's listed somewhere on the internet. And then I will sing for you the high Fs. I know they're there. Sometimes I can't make them. And the low Gs for the consoles monody is there sometimes. Yeah. This is Cynthia Ganga Soprano. Cynthia Sings Classical. 10,000 hours of randomly talking to people on the internet. Of 10,000 hours towards proficiency voice practice. I am very glad to be able to sing today because I have an amazing apartment. I have a penthouse suite. It's not a penthouse suite, but that's what I call it because it's at the top of the building. And it means that I can sing because I have no neighbors anywhere. So I can be super loud, sing in my full voice. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, everybody.